So, Justin, can you give me a brief explanation on your study on satire? What have you found so far?
So far I've been looking into sort of the history of satire and I guess more so just subversive media in the United States from like roughly the 50s on, and I've found most of the research so far has been pretty preliminary, which is just me being behind. But I've just basically been looking into a few of the magazines and how they got started, so like Lampoon and like Mad, and sort of their origins, and haven't necessarily come to any conclusions yet because I'm just behind. So maybe that's not that helpful of an answer because I'm way behind. Yeah.
In your opinion, what is good satire?
Just sort of really anything subversive, anything that challenges sort of the status quo. And I would say good satire tends to rub at least someone the wrong way.
Right.
The best satire makes its joke and doesn't pull its punches, and definitely pisses someone off, I think.
Why do you believe satire is so crucial on a campus like Augustana?
I think it's important to have satire on a campus like Augustana because although we are so small, we don't necessarily get all of the information that we're interested in receiving or that we need as students, and also just because it's important to challenge figures of authority in general.
So do you believe it's a problem that a large amount of the news on campus comes from the administration itself, from like updates or goaugie.com even?
Yeah, I would say that it is, mostly because from what I understand, the administration only dishes out the news that it feels comfortable dishing out, and is otherwise like pretty hush-hush about issues that are important to students and important to the student body. And so yeah, I would say it's a problem insofar as like they just don't provide us with actual good useful information that we really want.
Do you believe satire is a successful vehicle for change or discussion?
That's sort of what I'm looking into a little bit. I with my research, I am looking into whether or not it is a useful sort of political instrument or like policy tool. And from what I've gathered so far, it can be, specifically so like with like the Vietnam War. I believe it would have been Lampoon. No, it wouldn't have been Lampoon, but there were some early like subversive publications that were pushing the conversation in, I guess, an anti-war way, in an anti-war direction, and challenging sort of the establishment on that. So I do think it can. I think it can be an effective instrument for change. Yes.
What would you say to those who say you are making light of serious issues?
To people who say that I'm making light of serious issues, I would just sort of say that that's really the only way I know how to deal with certain things, and also that it's the only way that a lot of people know how to deal with certain things, and that I don't know. I think living in the world that we're living in, like I don't know how I could really exist without joking about some of it, because it all is very odd to me and very uncomfortable to me. And I think, I mean, coming out of the current administration, like some of it just is almost satirical as it is. And like the headlines really write themselves sometimes. And I guess I would just say I don't know how else to cope. I guess I don't know how else to deal with it.